that some assholes never call, and those are the people that we give all our love to.
What I was commenting on is the fact that women complain all the time about, oh, I love him and he's the one for me, and I wish he would just tell me, and sending all these mixed signals. And then when you have a guy that actually sends you all the signals that you want, oh, I don't like him, or he's a jerk. Saying unattainable in the sense that they're unattainable to you, like they're that you want them to do all of these things and be all of these a certain way, be affectionate, be loving, and be open with their feelings, and they're not. And then you have a guy who is open with his feelings, who says, look, I think you're gorgeous, I want to be with you, I want to date you. And you're like, he's whiny, and he begs,
And he called me like 3 times in a 3-hour period and left all these messages.
And again, then we get upset that the guys that we want, this guy, or the guys that are unattainable now, could have been that guy years ago to some girl who treated them that way.
Then that comes the age-old thing of, why couldn't you be him? So why couldn't the person who I like do all the things that this person who I don't like is doing? But then that begs to ask the question of, would you like the person if they were doing all those sweet little nothings?
It goes back to the fact that we always want what we can't have. Plain and simple. You want what you can't have. That's just the way it is. You want the guy who's just this great guy, and he's all of these things, but he has a girlfriend. Everybody knows that. He's attached to somebody. And again, this guy could have been walking around you for months, years, single, and you never noticed him. You could care less about his ass until he got a girlfriend. That was, oh my God, he's such a great guy. He's such a great boyfriend, and I wish he was mine. And now you're like drooling over him. Whereas before, when he was attainable, it was like, I don't want you. I want somebody I can't have. Because you're probably at that time drooling over someone again at the time that you couldn't have.
You're supposed to be on 295, right? So what's the cure?
I think the cure is to know what you want. Stop looking for these guys that have these lists of things that nobody fucking has, and expecting them to be all of these things. And if they don't have one thing, then you're I don't want you. And then looking at this one guy who doesn't have 10 of the things that you want, but one of the things that you just can't get enough of, and now all of a sudden, oh my God, he's the one for me. I can change him. I think that, we need to be a little bit more realistic as women. And again, I hate to say that, but the higher you get in age, especially if you want a man. Like, I'm not, I'm not.
The shorter your list becomes?
No, I don't think that you should throw out your list, but I think that you should be more realistic. You know what I mean? And again, I think that, if you're asking for certain things, then I think you should also have those things. You want a guy that has this, great job, and I want him to be a doctor or a lawyer, and you're a fucking receptionist. Like, let's be a little bit more realistic. Let's hope that he has a full-time job and he gets to it every day. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's the thing, that we make it seem like, if a guy's a bus driver or a garbage, truck driver, that, oh my God, you're useless. They work hard too, and as long as you have ambition, maybe you want to be the manager. Right on, support him. Not everybody can be a doctor. We need garbage men. We need bus drivers. We need people that drive the train.
We need people who work at McDonald's.
Well, moral is, I think that you need to focus more, especially women, you need to focus more on knowing yourself. And then that guy that you're dreaming up of, he'll come because you'll know yourself, and the shit that you'll take and the shit that you won't take. Everybody comes with their own bullshit. Doesn't matter how great he is or how great she is. They all come with their own set of bullshit. It's just the bullshit that you can take. So I think the moral of this is, get to know yourself. Stop jumping from guy to guy. And and again, if you look at your past and look at the guys that you have dated, 90% of them, if you really don't know who you are probably the same guy, just different names, same attitudes, same things that you hated about this guy or that guy you hated about this one, and the common denominator is always you. So it's not really the guys that are the problem. If you have a problem, it's you. And I think that more women focus more on themselves and getting themselves correct. And I'm not just talking about career-wise, because I think a lot of people do that. Oh, I got to get my career together and everything else.
Emotionally, like, what are you looking for?
Exactly.
What can you tolerate? What is the laundry list of bullshit that you
exactly
can't deal with.
and stop being so superficial about certain things. You know,
You
certain
gotta
things.
be tall.
Exactly. Like, I mean, come on. I mean, I'm not gonna go there. But again, stuff like that, like he has to be 6 feet at
You
least.
gotta be brown skinned.
You know,
like no darker than my complexion.
you know, just nonsense. You know, I can't even imagine some of the nonsense that people talk about.
You gotta have good hair.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That'll be the next topic. Good hair thing. But yeah, that stuff is just superficial and ridiculous. And again, all the superficial nonsense that you can think of for him, think of how superficial guys can be, and the nonsense that they think of what their ideal woman needs to have. You know, so if you don't have all those things, I just think that that's.
Is it listening to music? On a motorcycle?
You know.
So what was the moral of this topic? I don't even know what this topic discussion was.
I am aware of that. I just think that. Sorry. We're driving people.
That was the thing. You asked if he had a job, and I said he kind of has a job. He works at Dunkin' Donuts. And he was born in 1969.
Why am I? If you're working at Dunkin' Donuts longer than 2 or 3 years, even that seems really long to me. As a crew member or somebody that like bags the donuts.
Bags the donuts.
Yeah.